Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bitcoin show today. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin. I'm going to tell you guys what. Bitcoin's been on a tear, hasn't it? Crested $40,000 a coin. It passed 100 trillion. Now, it took 10 years, over 10 years for it to get to the first not, what am I saying? Yeah, trillion. Trillion. I was thinking billion. No, it's not billion. It's trillion. Trillion. That's $1,000 billion in the industry. Bitcoin could become too big to fail pretty soon. I figure once it passes 2 trillion, it's too big to fail. And then the financial system. For all you guys out there right now who's saying to yourself, hey, they're going to stop Bitcoin. They're going to come in there and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. No, they aren't. When Bitcoin gets up past the $2 trillion mark, they can't. And look how fast it made it up to 1.1 trillion. It just passed to 1 trillion, and now it's 1.1. So it's only got 900 to go. It's done the first 100 already, basically, more or less. But Bitcoin needs to consolidate now. It needs to consolidate over 1 trillion. But the economy's in terrible shape, guys. We got an economy that's been crushed across the Western world. And their answer? To print. They came in, they trashed the White House. Despicable, deplorable that they would trash the White House. Now, government, can't function properly until they get their house cleaned up again. Of course, I don't think that'll take them real long, But, just like if you had your house trashed, you'd be disorganized for a little while. They're going to be disorganized for a little while they try to get things straightened back around again. This is not what we need in these times. These trying times that we're having right now with a unchecked virus, but the virus I think is going to be checked pretty soon. Modern science is the answer to that. But we're moving in the wrong direction, people. When we start to do things, we start to act crazy and stuff. We've got to keep a level head, or the system could shut down. And then you face the repercussions of your crazy actions when your grocery store goes empty and your stomach goes empty. And maybe these survivalists out there and things are saying to themselves, "Oh yeah, well we got our underground, we got an underground place, we got an underground we can go to, and we got all kinds of food stored away, and we got this and we got that." Yeah, but if the world goes crazy, how far are you from the nearest nuclear power plant? Because you might have to stay in that underground forever. And what could go wrong? You're down there, oh yeah, we're making it. And they're under there, and they get their generator running and they're eating their breakfast or whatever, and all of a sudden the bang clunk, and they go into where the generator room is, and the generator's quit. And why is it quit? Pistons blew at the side of the engine. And they go and they check and they take a closer look at the engine that says made in China. Yeah. We're losing the trade war. Yeah, the trade war never quit, never ended. The winner wasn't declared yet. But the Chinese over there right now, they're sitting there and they got a little smug smile on their face right now while they watch the news from America. We got to act with a level head. Bitcoin's acting with a level head. And I'm going to tell you something that's becoming clearly obvious to me now. Okay? You got your metals markets, which are totally paper. They're only trading paper. That's all they're trading. And they're able to keep this price suppressed, gosh knows how long they'll be. And it's all paper anyway, the whole thing. Take a look at gold, for instance. It's like for every real ounce of gold out there, there's like 400 paper short contracts. So if they'll just settle those in dollars. So they've got it all mucked up. They've got the gold and silver market all mucked up. But what about Bitcoin? Well, when they trade off their Bitcoin is the paper is the paper contract. It is. So you got to sell your real Bitcoin. See, with silver, when they sell these paper short contracts, they're not selling their real silver that they're holding. They're just selling a piece of paper, and they know it. But with Bitcoin, when they want to sell their Bitcoin, they're selling their real Bitcoin. And they're very, very hesitant to do that. Okay, so if they were to strip all these paper short contracts away for gold and silver and make them sell their real physical, do you think they knock the price down? We'll see the same things happening with Bitcoin, except it's like they're selling the real thing. And they're very hesitant because it's the only thing that they can hang on to that's moving in the opposite direction of fiat. And they know it. So cryptocurrencies, it's on a tear, right? Yeah, it might take a fall, guys. Be prepared. It could take a fall because it's moved up so fast, so high. I'm watching it. I'm saying, is it going to hold above 1 trillion? Can it hold above 1 trillion? Because if it can hold above 1 trillion, guys, do you realize how bullish that is? So we're going to watch it carefully right now to see if it can hold above 1 trillion market cap for the entire industry. Because that's very important. I figure by the time it moves to the next trillion, we get a $2 trillion market cap, we'll be looking at about an $80,000 Bitcoin price, and the industry will become too big to fail at that point. And they might end up even having to support the industry. Can you... That's laughable. But can you imagine if Bitcoin gets to be such a high market cap and everything that they actually have to bail it out if it starts to drop? The Fed bail it out. No, I'm just kidding. I don't ever see that happening. But, well, you never know. If it becomes too big to fail, they have to bail companies out that are too big to fail, or they'll take the whole financial system down. It's as simple as that, you know. And so what are we putting our faith in? Bitcoin is we're putting our faith in the underlying protocol, the computer programming that Bitcoin is programmed with. That's why Bitcoin can only ever have 21 million coins, is that programming. It's hard set into the computer. So you get a lot of these people out there saying, hey, you know, Bitcoin, they can make as many of them. No, they can't make as many of them as they want. And so if we're trusting in that protocol, we're actually trusting in a computer program rather than trusting in real physical gold and silver. Myself, in the real world, real physical gold and silver, I would put more faith in the actual physical gold and silver. But the physical gold and silver can't be transmitted online. So it has flaws, and also they're trading it in these paper markets. And this is a big... But I personally really love the physical metals. You know, but I have to be flexible in the way I see things, because I see them continuing to suppress the price. You know, honestly, getting to the root of this, it's criminal what they're doing. They shouldn't be allowed to do that, to manipulate the price of gold and silver like that. Gold and silver should take its rightful place as the foundation and bedrock of our financial system, not Bitcoin. Because in everything in this world right now, we're moving in the wrong direction. Gold should be the underlying asset behind our financial system, not Bitcoin. But the way it's going, guys, that's not the way it's really going. The way it's really going is it's moving toward the cryptocurrencies. They're making inroads in everywhere. Like roots. They're putting down roots in our financial system everywhere. And like I say, very shortly, it's going to become to a time when cryptocurrencies is the man. If it keeps going up trillions, I don't see anything to stop it. Anything's really standing in its way that can turn it around at this point. Yes, the price could fall. We could have a correction. We could have a major sharp correction. But that doesn't affect the long-term trend. The long-term trend is this going to keep going up and up. So you guys that are HODLers out there, if you're a real HODLer, you don't let things affect you. Like if it has a price correction, you'll just sit back there and say, oh, Bitcoin's having a price correction. It's no big deal. You know? And you'll ride it out until the next big turn upwards. So if this turn upwards took us to 40,000, the next one might take us to 80,000 or 100,000 if we do have a correction in the interim. Look at these corrections as a way to get a little bit more, possibly. Think of it that way, you know. And the HODLers, the army of HODLers out there, are the ones who are going to really benefit ultimately in the end. So don't get caught with your pants down, guys. Don't get caught with your pants down. Think about this for a minute. If you got, even if you've only got like 5/100ths of a Bitcoin, that's all you got, you know? Ultimately, in the end, that might be all you'll need. If all the world's value and everything starts to pour into this thing, just a measly 5% of a Bitcoin might do you better than having $1 million in fiat in the bank right now. But just think, if a guy had $1 million in fiat in the bank right now, he's saving for his retirement, how much Bitcoin he could get? A lot more than just 5% of one coin. Think long term, guys. Think about your future. Think about these epic times that we're going through right now. And let all of that be considered. Make sure that well, the HODLers are the guys that's going to make it really good. We'll catch you guys in the next show. Give me a thumbs up, and you guys have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.